Welcome to Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine. I'm your host, Jill Jardine, Master's in Counseling Psychology, longtime professional astrologer, psychic healer, and yogi. In this episode, I will explain the significance of Pluto transiting through Aquarius beginning on November 19th, 2024 until 2044. He's back! Pluto pulsation back into Aquarian airspace astrologically changes life as we know it. Stay tuned.
Hey listeners, I want to remind you to support Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine podcast. You can do that by going on to www.buzzsprout.com/958528/support. This will be in the show notes.
Welcome to the episode of Pluto transiting Aquarius for the next 20 years. The last time Pluto transited Aquarius was from 1777 to 1798, which was the birth of America. It will transit now until March 9th, 2043, at which point Pluto will weave in and out of Aquarius and Pisces, totally moving out of Aquarius in January 2044. So buckle up. We got a long, strange trip with Pluto transiting through the sign Aquarius. Pluto's been going back and forth since the past couple of years, but now is fully ensconced in the sign of the water bearer. Hold on to your hat. We're ready for some upgrades. Pluto is a very slow-moving planet. It's the slowest moving planet, and when it retrogrades, it only advances about 1 to 3 degrees per year, depending on the sign. So Pluto will be transiting Aquarius for 20 years, giving us plenty of time to understand the energetic. As astrologers, we have seen this pivotal pending plutonic purging for the past years, speculating on how it will change our world. Well, here it is, and we can already feel changes in the world's power dynamics. This major astrological shift brings with it a paradigm purge, as Pluto, the astrological indicator of death, rebirth, and transformation, transitions into the zodiac sign of change, revolution, unity, consciousness, and humanitarianism. Our planet is poised to evolve into higher consciousness as individuals and society are moved to transform, bringing about positive change in the world. However, not all will partake in the process, and transition will come with birthing pains as the old paradigm fades away, giving rise to new structures. Remember, the last time Pluto passed through Aquarius was 1777 through 1798, a revolutionary and transformative period of time that changed the way the world viewed power, governments, money, and society. So here we are, Pluto, the planet of transformation, into Aquarius, the sign of revolution. Now that Pluto's transiting Aquarius, life as we know it will be a thing of the past, and our society will change forever. Pluto purges us until we are down to the basics, and hopefully our ego is kicked to the curb. And that's what Pluto's point is. Get rid of your ego, whether it's a collective or a personal ego. Pluto forces intense transformation, not just a simple change in how we look at life or who we hang out with, but a significant shift in our souls. Pluto is the planet of death, but also rebirth. Pluto forces shedding our old identities and releasing perspectives that no longer serve us to make space for something better. So can you imagine the whole world going through this plutonic purging? It's already been happening back and forth for a couple of years, and we've seen just the inklings and beginning of it. What we can expect now for the next 20 years are worldwide changes in science, technology, space travel, and other areas that are considered ahead of their time or futuristic. Air travel, I think, will finally get a bump up and will change so that it is more seamless and that experience is more pleasant, kind of like maybe what it was trying to do back in the 1950s. And we're going to see the focus on the group, which is the Aquarian keynote. It's no longer those few groups or individuals who are in the top percent. or who control the world in the old Capricornian paradigm, rising to the top. But united we stand, together we rise is an Aquarian keynote. The most powerful people in the new Pluto paradigm will be those who work together and who value the lives, feeling, and experiences of others. Governments and systems that have worked against each other in the past can find common ground during this transit to forge new alliances for the future. The day of the greedy megalomaniac is gone. You know, those kind of guys who are buying up all the plant seeds, are secretly launching the next pandemic or global crisis. Yeah, they won't do so well with Pluto in Aquarius. Neither will those old pervs in good old boys club or the global elite who want to run the world and keep all the world's wealth among a few families, sex traffic children, and take away women's rights. We see you. Pluto in Aquarius makes it all transparent. We just won't roll with that anymore. The old paradigms, politically, economically, and otherwise, won't fly when the populace sees through it and won't be fooled again. The theme that we are all in this together will be strong during Pluto's transit of Aquarius. We will also see the face of leadership change as it has been happening. Interesting, we may see more women coming to power. When Pluto was in Aquarius from February 12, 1532 to December 12, 1553, the future Queen Elizabeth was born and ironically replaced King Henry VIII in the grand scheme of things and his obsession with a male heir. The Church of England was also born with Pluto in Aquarius in 1534 and would eventually admit women priests. So we will see there will be more equality and equal opportunities, although it may look as we enter Pluto in Aquarius in 2024 that we've backtracked. More history with Pluto transiting Aquarius was when it was there from 1777 to 1798. The United States was born on September 3rd, 1783. Britain signed the Treaty of Paris and gave independence to America, courtesy of Pluto in Aquarius. In 1777, the Second Continental Congress Agreement set up a firm league of friendship between the new United States, and the whole idea of friendship, brotherhood, sisterhood was born all there with Pluto in Aquarius. The U.S. Constitution was adopted on the 17th of September, 1787, and amended 27 times since then. We might see it being amended again in this new cycle. The other interesting thing that happened worldwide was that modern Australia was born on 13th of May, 1787. During the cycle, the first fleet of settlers, including 778 convicts, left Britain for New South Wales, Australia. And so here is the beginning of another nation like America that got its start during Pluto in Aquarius. And another historical event that was big with liberty, equality, and fraternity was the French Revolution of 1789. The storming of the Bastille on 14th of July, 1789 was a Pluto in Aquarius event. Freedom, liberty, fraternity for all, Aquarian keynotes for equality. So we've had some powerful events during the last cycle of Pluto in Aquarius during the late 1700s. So we do have a lot to look forward during this cycle. And then if we want to qualify it more, let's look at our personal lives. If you are an early degree fixed sign, such as Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, or Scorpio, Pluto will touch your natal sun in the coming years. So if you're a January Aquarian, an April Taurian, a July Leo, or an October Scorpio, Pluto will touch you in the next few years. And so it will personally transform your view of yourself and your place in the world. Pluto in Aquarius will have you die to be reborn as something better emerges as the phoenix rising from the ashes. So personally, I can speak to Pluto coming over my Aquarian sun during 2023, and it was okay. It felt good as I purged my living space and downsized to a much nicer, newer, brighter, lighter place, and felt so good while Pluto lightened my load and created space for those things that really matter. So if we embrace Pluto energy, we can do things like releasing the old, and that means items, physical things, try to release what we're holding in our field. In other words, give away things that no longer serve or have no longer a value to you, because as you create the space, something of higher value will come in. Work on your physicality. And this is for everyone. Work on your physicality. Try to be very connected to your body. Pluto is a psychological planet, so work on your psyche. Look at those old patterns you're carrying around in your subconscious, or what Carl Jung like to call the shadow. And we're going to see a purging of personal shadow or hidden psychological complexes, as well as collective shadow, which we have been seeing in 2023. So to the extent that you do your work, specifically shadow work, is to the extent that you're going to like and ride the Aquarian waves of Plutonian transformation. Embrace the process. So some of the things that Pluto might bring in are ways to enhance our technologies. This could be for better or worse. The dark side of Aquarius are problems around emotional detachment or rebellion, or too much focus on futuristic technologies such as AI, artificial intelligence, taking over the human experience. And we don't want more disassociation and disconnection in our society as people become even more immersed in technology. We've seen how that's worked with certain generations born after 2000. And we need more personal connection, which is also the Aquarian keynote. Vibe your tribe, as we say, or find your group of like-minded people and hang with them. And that group consciousness will make change in the world where change needs to be made. It may no longer come through political systems, the old Capricornian paradigm, but through people connecting with a common goal, with a common desire for transformation and betterment of the human condition. We have to also take that step back from society becoming too comfortable with having technology take over their lives. And as we said before, things like spy bots and AI, trying to learn astrology, which is quite humorous. AI was dissing astrology when I was trying to work some writing with it. And now I think it's trying to figure it out. Well, guess what, AI? You're not having my astrological insights. So Pluto in Aquarius will have technologies become more advanced, but also Aquarius is an air sign. So we'll look at travel through the air, both with airplanes and spaceships and travel in general. So there could be some very good developments with transportation ruled by Aquarius. Those types of transformations in transportations that help us to get somewhere quicker, seamlessly, despite the turbulence or other obstacles to travel. So that should be very exciting. If we can get from one place to the next faster and seamless, we can have a lot of progress in our lives. So air travel, space travel, even cars may become very futuristic as we all drive around in those Batmobiles. Be very fun and exciting. And we may see some new breakthroughs in things like community gardens or community farms. We know that the food system, big pharma, the medical system, most of the systems are on the verge of a breakdown. The whole health paradigm in the United States needs to be revamped and looked at so people can live longer and healthier, or the quality of life is enhanced because people are healthier in body, mind, spirit. So there could be a sharing of community farms where neighbors can share vegetables, herbs, marijuana, and whatever else is being grown in these community green spots, so people can take turns cultivating and growing the foods and goods for their community. There could be a focus on healthy, organic, homegrown, local food. There may even be some experimental gardening like the Findhorn Project, which occurred in Scotland during the late 1960s through the 70s, where a community of hippie type people took a barren stretch of land in Scotland and turned it into an abundant and fecund garden, which became a community known as Findhorn and still exists to this day. Also, as people get older and age, there could be a shift from the traditional senior living housing or communities to those where the seniors can have shared recreational spaces, to yoga, receive holistic health interventions, and have their gardens. The baby boomers are aging and they aren't going to go silently into the dark night. They still want all the bells and whistles, and health is of utmost importance. And speaking of older people, aging might turn into a fun and educational process with Pluto and Aquarius, because Pluto rules death, transformation, rebirth, and Aquarius is the sign of the future. And the focus will be on keeping vital and the mind alert with regenerative therapies. There may be all kinds of medical and health developments, technologies, interventions that start coming forth and help those. There will be light technology, sound technologies. We have a lot to look forward if the energy is put toward that and it is allowed to come into our society. These technologies and these health medical inventions have been around. It's just time now that they are accepted and integrated into the mainstream. There'll also be a shift with educational systems. Aquarius is futuristic and loves education, especially that which will fulfill future needs and generations. So the educational systems, all levels, including university, will undergo a major reformation in order to meet the needs of our impending future societies. These kids will have to get their earbuds off and start paying attention to nature and their surroundings. Get out of that tech landscape and walk on the earth. Teaching about nature and earth consciousness may become part of the new curriculums. We'll see many new medical technology and devices coming into application in hospitals and clinics. They will be time-saving and also able to detect disease earlier and treat it earlier. I'm sure some cures to cancer will be found, and if Big Pharma is in charge, then they may not be revealed. We could also see a true Aquarian uprising where people stand up to take back their own health and sovereignty. Alternative healing devices and technologies will become more abundant, such as Rife machines, far infrared technologies, all of which currently exist, and more. But they will be more popular in the mainstream. We'll also see a revolution in the economic and financial markets. The day of cryptocurrency has certainly arrived. As we went into Pluto and Aquarius, Bitcoin hit its highest note ever in mid-November 2024. So as cryptocurrency begins to infiltrate the mainstream, it won't be so scary for people who don't know about it. It's not a conspiracy. I'm not saying other currencies will disappear, but crypto will come of age and have a place in society. Get ready. There's a lot to look forward to as our society regenerates and changes and morphs into the future. Pluto's archetype is the phoenix, incinerating what proves ineffective to rise from the ashes anew, transformed and reborn. Plutonian energy, though often challenging, manifests dramatic and perhaps painful experiences to unveil truth and triggers profound growth, both personally and collectively. Pluto offers opportunities for renewal, rebirth, and transmutation in personal, psychological, spiritual, and financial realms. Yet, the adverse effects of Pluto can cause power struggles, misuse and abuses of power, psychological issues, obsession, domination, conflicts, and even death. Aquarius ruled areas will undergo change and perhaps upheaval during this period. Aquarius governs social media, the internet, technology, AI, artificial intelligence, space exploration, social responsibility, and social organization. We can expect big shifts in all of these domains. So get ready for Pluto blasting into Aquarian airspace for the next 20 years. Stay tuned. When I come back, I'll share what is ahead for each zodiac sign as Pluto transits in Aquarius.
Are you interested in natural health and regenerative healing? Do you want to work with vibration to heal your body? Check out this patented wearable light technology at www.lifewave.com/JillJar. LifeWave is a company that has patches that you wear, so it's not transdermal, you're not taking anything in, and what these patches do, they activate your body's light. It's called biomodulation, and that light is activated, your body starts producing GHK, copper peptides, which in turn activates stem cell production. That's right. So wearing these patches will regenerate your body, reflects your body's light back into your tissues, and you become more vital, energized, reduce pain, inflammation, improvement of sleep, increased strength are all possibilities. Other benefits could be hair quality, rapid wound healing, mental clarity, increased joy and stamina, your skin appearance and wrinkles could go away. Again, all probable and possible depending on your chemistry. Others have enjoyed increased sports performance and recovery and restored muscle or skeletal conditions. Check it out at lifewave.com/JillJar and order yours today.
Welcome back. Here's the part of the episode you've been waiting for. How is powerful Pluto going to affect you in the next 20 years? Well, let's start with the star children, Aquarius. Aquarius, Pluto in your sign. You're sitting in the hot seat on an accelerated evolutionary trajectory. Those Aquarians born from January 20th to 26th will particularly sense the potent and purging Plutonian influence in their lives for the next couple years. Stay ahead of the Pluto whirlwind by proactively letting go of anything that no longer serves you. Adopt a Marie Kondo approach, releasing any belongings that no longer give you joy. While it may seem drastic, it's preferable to relinquish things yourself than to wait for Pluto to take them away from you. Consider it a way of making space in your life for something better to emerge, and it will. Get ready for upgrades in most areas of your life if you clear the path. This applies to all aspects of your life, including relationships, belongings, homes, perceptions, consciousness, and any area where you may feel stagnant or bored. Put on your seatbelt, Aquarius. Pisces. Pluto in Aquarius activates the area in your solar chart of spirit, karma, and endings. It will be intriguing to witness how the wheel of karma spins. The repercussions of your life thus far can manifest in karmic returns. Previous unkind or negative actions will now have consequences, while positive deeds will be rewarded with good karma. You might find a profound sense of connection to the numinous or spiritual realms. Endings in relationships, jobs, or the passing of friends or relatives could occur. You may find your intuition is improving and experience other heightened sensitivities emerging. Take care of your physical well-being and make it a priority during this cycle. Maintaining healthy boundaries is of utmost importance, Pisces. Aries, Pluto pulses through the arena in your solar chart, ruling gains, friends, groups, hopes and wishes, and future dreams. You may experience unexpected gains or future potentials come into view where you could up level your life. Profound and intense situations may surface in your social life, and you may part ways with others. Those not destined to remain in your life will naturally fade away as you draw in powerful and surprising new connections. You observe transformations in your long term goals, hopes, and aspirations, contributing to a sense of rebirth. Engaging in more charitable or humanitarian work may become part of your journey. Taurus, Pluto purifies your career, setting situations in motion to align to your true dharma, Sanskrit word for life purpose. If you're yearning for a shift in your career trajectory, Pluto paves the way to bring about the change you seek. If progress and recognition have been elusive in your current endeavors, Pluto clears a path for you to explore new career opportunities, gain fame, achieve success, or receive accolades. You may find a heightened ambition for power and success, leveraging your talents to master the material aspects of what a job or career offers. There may be power struggles with superiors or coworkers in job situations, but you'll carve out your niche and find yourself aligned with your dharma, your life purpose, as your life and your work flow together. Gemini, new horizons beckon. Your higher mind is awakened to greater possibilities, and you may seek out the meaning of life beyond the mundane. The domains of travel, advanced education, philosophy, politics, spirituality, religion, and esoteric studies are energized. Get ready for a profound shift in your personal philosophies and belief systems. You might discover spirituality during this period and immerse deeply down a path of self realization. These new awarenesses could alter your religious affiliation and political leanings. Beware of fanaticism and don't join a cult. Cancer. Pluto plunges deep into your solar eighth house, which rules transformation, psychological patterns, shared resources, and money from means other than your primary income sources. Further, self development will impact your relationships, including attitudes towards sex, sharing, and commitment. This metamorphic phase digs deep into your psyche, bringing forth hidden psychological patterns. During this plutonic purging, fears, obsessions, and anxieties may emerge for healing. It's an opportunity to confront hidden beliefs about money, particularly those related to scarcity and lack, and clear those obstacles to welcome increased wealth. Leo, Pluto is poised to revolutionize your interpersonal connections and how others perceive and engage with you. You are searching for different qualities and partnership, perhaps even seeking a soulmate. Power struggles in both personal and professional relationships may emerge. It's inherent in this transit that some relationships will end, whether through mortality or individuals departing. New people will come into your circle. Individuals with a karmic connection to you might enter your life, even if their purpose is not immediately clear. Virgo. Pluto pulses purification through the solar arena of health, service, employment, and work, aligning these areas for upgrades to health, well-being, and productivity. Focusing and following through on improvements in your work, health, fitness, and diet will yield positive outcomes. Pluto purges and urges a shift in priorities aimed at enhancing your lifestyle. Anything hindering a higher quality of life will disintegrate as this transit encourages the adoption of new and more effective routines. There may be challenges in collaborating with individuals, colleagues, or employees. Cultivate tolerance instead of passing judgment or criticizing those with different perspectives. Libra. Pluto in Aquarius advances your domain of passion, creativity, recreation, pleasure, and children, whether they be of mind, body, or spirit. Major metamorphosis will occur in these areas of your life. Your heart-centered pursuits are destined to evolve. Where you once sought pleasure and happiness may no longer bring fulfillment. You may be propelled to reclaim fresh creative, romantic, or sexual interests. This cycle presents an opportunity to find inspiration in new people and ideas, which ignite your creativity. You may interact more with children during this cycle and encounter responsibilities with parenthood. Scorpio, prepare for profound Plutonian transformations in your domestic life and family sphere. There can be radical revisions concerning real estate, home, family. Your emotional states may undergo transformations as you release traumas or situations from childhood and earlier phases of life. The pursuit of emotional rebirth is perceptible, with much bubbling beneath the surface of your psyche. This cycle offers potential healing of family wounds for you personally, not necessarily for the family dynamic. Considerable changes in properties and real estate can occur, possibly involving multiple relocations during this transit. Family property and real estate matters may present challenges. Sagittarius, Pluto's journey through your communication sector fosters the emergence of profound and brilliant ideas. Your powers of communication are enhanced, and you astonish both yourself and others with the efficacy of your words, as well as capacity to persuade others and shape outcomes. Traveling holds the potential for life-changing experiences. If you are engaged in professional communication, you may experience some significant results. Pluto in Aquarius propels you to revolutionize your mindset, perspective, opinions, conscious awareness, and communication style. Your quest for mental stimulation drives a desire to shake up routines, escape boredom, and find inspiration in your daily life and waking mind. Capricorn, powerhouse Pluto, transiting through your solar house of money, resources, income, and self-worth, wants to show you the money, honey. You will experience profound shifts in your self-perception and how that reflects on your self-worth. This will have repercussions on your possessions and wealth, potentially altering your level of attachment to them as well. Your finances, income, and overall value system are open for reassessment and upgrades during this cycle. You may take big financial losses or setbacks, or conversely, gain or attract more money than ever before in your life.
It's a great time to book a reading. So check out my website, jilljardineastrology.com/shop, and pick the kind of reading or service you would like.
I hope you enjoyed this episode on Pluto's transit through Aquarius from 2024 through 2044. Make sure you share, download, subscribe, and give us a 5-star review. This is Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine, sending Plutonian, purging, and purifying pulses through the quantum field. Stop.